Somebody got lost on the way here, so it's just tonight. Take the masks off. And when you're ready, you can just come to a comfortable seated position on your mats. And today's class, we're going to focus on a couple of different things. So hi for those people who are online. Got my mic on, which is good. We're going to be focusing on some breath work at the start, Kumbbhaka, which is kind of like kombucha, that's how I remember it. And then we'll be going through some, I guess, movements to get you into an inversion, but we're not going to be doing any crazy inversions, but we're going to work on some of the key things that you need to do to get you there. So think core, booty, legs, yeah, all that stuff helps you get upside down. It has to be strong. So we're going to work on the foundations. And the theme of the class will be around this. In yoga, they say you master a pose when you find the balance between the work and the relaxation. So what that means is, like, if you're in a pose and you're finding it a real challenge, is how do you breathe a little more? How do you actually let go of the drama? Like, let go of that, oh, this is so hard, like getting in your head. Maybe just being like, you know, I'm okay with the challenge. I accept the challenge of this pose and it's okay. It's kind of the same in life when something's difficult. Sometimes our biggest challenges are our biggest gift, you know? So it's the same in yoga. All right, so enough talking. We'll just come to a comfortable seat. You can sit cross-legged, or if you prefer hero's pose, just sitting on your shins, you're welcome to do that as well. So if you take a big, slow, steady breath in, and then a slow and steady breath out. And take a few more breaths, just like this, to bring you into your body. Taking a breath out, and we'll have a breath in together for 5 counts. So inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a natural exhale. A natural pause. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 5. Natural breath out. A natural pause. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath for 5. Natural exhale. And then taking one more just the same, but maybe you slow it down or you speed it up. Whatever feels best for your body today. Allowing softness in the shoulders and the jaw. Allowing the eyebrows to soften. Then gently wiggling your fingers and moving slightly from side to side to bring yourself back into your body and back into the space. Gently opening your eyes, and we'll start down on the floor for core. First position, I'd like you to tilt your tailbone towards the roof and lower your lower back onto the floor. And I want you to make sure during the next exercise that your lower back doesn't arch and doesn't lift. Get your palms of your hands, put them on your quads and push. So a gentle push. Get used to that feeling. Make sure your ribs are in and your lower back is on the floor. Release the push. Now bring your shins parallel to the floor. Flex your feet, hands on your quads, and push. So the harder you push, the harder this is going to be for your core. So make sure your shins are parallel to the floor rather than up. And you'll start to feel a shake. Now be really sure to keep pushing that lower back into the floor. Level 2, take a breath, release the push. Push on those thighs again. This time we're going to extend that right leg straight, so 90 degrees. Exhale. And then gently start to bend the knee and bring it back in. Imagine that someone's pushing on that thigh and creating traction. Otherwise, you can just push on that thigh as you bring it back to create that resistance. Take a breath in, push your lower back onto the floor. Exhale, we're going to extend through the left leg 90 degrees. If you want it harder, you can make the leg lower towards the floor. Inhale. And exhale as you bring that leg back in. Imagine someone's pushing on that quad, creating resistance, or just gently pushing it yourself. This will make it harder. You'll really start to shake. Make sure that lower back doesn't leave the floor. We've got one more on each side. Inhale, prepare, release that push. Pushing again, breath in, and then exhale, extend that right leg 90 degrees or closer towards the floor to make it harder. Point the toe. As you come back, imagine someone pushing on that right quad to create resistance or gently pushing it yourself to make it harder. Make that lower back doesn't leave the floor. Whew. Release the quads, take a little break. Last one on the left. So pushing into quads, flexing the feet, and then releasing or extending that left foot. Point the toe. 90 degrees or lower. Don't let that lower back come up. Gently rising back up, imagine that tension, or push on it gently with the left hand to make it harder for yourself. Bring it back to center, lower the feet, and windscreen wipe the legs. Much harder than it looks. If you do that properly, it really, really is quite engaging. We're not done yet with core. So best thing about inversions, you need a strong core. This is why we stay here a little longer. Shins parallel to the floor, flex the toes. Hands come behind neck and head, elbows to the roof. Inhale to prepare, come up. Exhale, both elbows to the left knee, straighten right leg, just to 90 degrees. Can you lift that left shoulder a little higher off the floor? Inhale, come back to center, both shoulders are up off the floor. Exhale, both elbows to right knee, straighten left leg 90 degrees. Can you lift that right shoulder a little higher? Inhale back to center, option to lower the head down if this is one of your first classes. Come back to center, raise both elbows up. Exhale, both elbows to left knee, straighten right leg. Right hand reaches over the top of the body. Push it into the quad, create that traction. Really starts to engage. Hand comes back behind the head, inhale to center. Exhale, both elbows to right knee, straighten left leg. Left hand reaches over the body, pushes into that right quad. Push that lower back into the floor, hold. Hand comes back behind the head, inhale to center, one more level. Exhale, both elbows to left knee, straighten right leg. Right hand crosses the body, option to grab that wrist and pull yourself up. So right hand grabs left wrist, pull up. Lift the shoulders up. Hands come back behind the head. Inhale back to center, exhale, other side. Both elbows to right knee, straighten left leg. Left hand reaches over. Option, right hand grabs left wrist, pull up. Lift both shoulders, breathe. Hands behind the head, back to center. Return down, feet to floor. Woo! And whispering lash to both sides. Why did you come to class again? Yeah. And then bring the knees into your chest and give yourself a rock and roll. Gentle circles with the knees, massage that sacrum on the floor. Rock and roll. So if that feels good on your spine, maybe you can do some little rocks forward and back. Or if that doesn't feel good, just come and meet us in a tabletop position. I'm already sweating. So we're in our tabletop. We're going to do a bird dog. So what normally happens when yogis do bird dogs is this. Okay? And this is what I don't want you to do today. So when you come up, I want you to tilt your tailbone, bring your ribs in and reach long. So not high into a back bend, but long. So let's go together. So left hand and right leg. Beautiful. Flex the toe. Get the foot low and ensure you engage that right glute. Give it a squeeze. Now, little challenge. We're going to do 5 little toe taps. So we're lowering that right foot to the floor. Tap it and back up. 4. Just using the booty. 3. Chin to chest. Look down. 2. Last one. Keep it up. Hold it here. We're moving the foot out to the side, towards the side of the mat, out to the side and back in. Very subtle, using the glute medius and minimus, the ones that get lazy. Also, this is going to bring you into balance. Tilt tailbone, don't come into that back bend. Last one. Take it back, back to tabletop. Little cat-cow, so drop the belly, gaze up. And exhale, push the floor away. Take that spine to roof. Taking a few more of these in your own time and remembering that theme of the class, which is to find the loss of the drama. So finding that ease in every pose, even when it's hard, even when it's a challenge. Back to center, neutral neck. We'll do the opposite side. So the right hand reaches straight forward. We lift the left knee and extend the leg back. So rather than getting nice and high, we're going to tilt the tailbone. The ribs are in, so the torso is nice and straight. Gaze between the hands, flex the back foot. Toe taps, 5. So we lower the foot down, tap the floor, raise it back up. Keep it in line with your body. Everything's nice and straight and controlled. Go slow. For 2. Last one. Hold it at the top for the last one. So we're going to move the leg, the foot out to the side, towards the side of the mat and back in with control. Using the glute muscles that really do get weak, and we do not use them a lot in yoga because it's moving the leg out to the side, adduction and abduction. One more. Get rid of that back bend if you've got it, and lower the legs. Little child's pose. Fold forward and rest the forehead on the floor. Taking a few breaths. Finding that ease of breath again, that steady, slow breath. Pushing up onto hands and knees. Walking hands forward, tuck toes, push up and back, downward facing dog. So pedaling out the legs here. So straighten one leg and then the other. Nod the head yes, shake the head no. Release that neck. Looking between the hands, stepping one foot between the hands and then the other. Or if that's too much, you can just take little steps to come up between the hands. Fold forward over the thighs. Option for ragdoll, so grabbing the elbows. Step the feet wide so you feel nice and secure. And if it feels good, you can have a little rock from side to side. If you want to take it a little further into flexibility, you can reach hands behind your calves, grab the backs of your ankles, inhale, and then exhale, pull yourself towards your legs, and practice starting to play with straightening the legs a little bit, getting through those hamstrings. What's more important is the chest is on the thighs than straight legs. So bend them if you need. Releasing the hands, bend a lot through the knees and slowly start to roll up. So we're tilting the pelvis as we extend through the hips up, straightening through spine, hands to roof, breath in, and exhale to fold. So as we fold, the knees are bent, so you can take the pressure off the lower back. Bend your knees as much as you need to put your hands on the floor. Inhale halfway. Exhale, hands down, option to step or jump back into high plank. Hold your plank. So with our plank, we have a couple of options. If you have any wrist or shoulder injuries, please place your knees on the floor. Otherwise, stay in your plank. We'll do some shoulder touches, just 2 on each side. So the right hand lifts as we touch the left shoulder. We come back to center, then the other side. So we have just one more on each side. And then we'll do some scapular glides. We lower the knees to the floor for this one. And how this works is you're going to have your hands quite wide, and you're going to drop your chest while your shoulders go straight back. So your arms are straight, and you're dropping forward. This is like protraction and retraction of the shoulders, which is this muscle called the serratus anterior, which is super weak in most people and is super important in yoga. So this is what we're doing here. We're allowing our scapula to move away from our rib cage and then pull the rib cage back up in line with the rest of the body. We'll do one more. Coming back to your plank, we'll move through a chaturanga. So chest forward, squeeze the glutes, coming down like a tricep push-up all the way down, slow. Keep a strong body. Inhale to upward facing dog or baby cobra. Tuck the toes, push up and back, downward facing dog. Walk out through the legs, get back into your breath. Spread your fingers wide and imagine you're a little gecko on the mat, so there's a slight gripping of the fingers to activate through the hands. Inhale, reach the right leg tall. Exhale, sweep between hands. Lower the left knee to floor and rise up into a lunge. So the back toe's tucked in this one, and we have our knee and our hip in alignment. We grow tall through the hands, chin stays to chest, and rather than coming into a back bend, which is really common, we're going to tilt the tailbone and the ribs in. You can actually just help yourself do that if it's a feeling you're not quite used to. You guys all look pretty good though. Exhale, hands to floor. Untuck the back toes, step back. Chaturanga, high to low plank. Breath in, upward facing dog. Option to squeeze the booty until the thighs lift or leave the thighs on the floor. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breath out. Inhale, reach the left leg tall. Exhale, sweep between the hands. Left knee lowers, come up, low lunge. Again, rather than coming into a back bend, so if I'm doing this, there's no work. So I'm going to bring my hips right in line with my knee, tilting my tailbone and ribs in and reaching tall. Everything will start to engage and almost shake when you're in the right spot. Rather than this, which is really inactive, I could sit here all day. Hands to the floor, untuck the back toe, step back and flow. High to low plank, option having the knees on the floor. Inhale to up dog, roll the shoulders back and chin to chest. Exhale, down dog. Breath in, reach the right leg up. Breath out, sweep between hands. Lower the left knee, raise up into lunge. With this sequence, I'm just going to add a new pose every time. Hands onto the floor, straighten that back leg to raise the knee. So I like to have my hands in little fists and place my knuckles on the floor. It gives your wrists a little break from all of the flexion. So with this one, check a few things. Tilt your tailbone, ribs in, long through the head. Are you resting on your front quad with your torso? Can you lift it off? That's where the work is. Push through the back heel towards the back of the room and the front heel into the mat. Your legs will start to work. You need more, you can hover the hands off the floor. That's really going to get those legs working. Inhale, rise up into crescent lunge. All the same thing. So in a crescent lunge, when people are not very engaged through the core, often they may look a bit like this in a lunge. What I'd like you to do is tilt that pelvis, even if you have to bend the knee, and raise tall, ribs in, come up. This is a lot stronger in the core. My core's engaged rather than this, which is dumping into my back. And I'm actually not doing any work here. Come a little lower into the legs. Keep smiling. You're lucky I can't walk around and do stuff to you here either. Hands onto the floor, step back and flow. So option to lower the knees to the floor, high to low plank. Breath in to come up, roll shoulders back. Breath out, downward facing dog. Left leg rises, breath in. Exhale, sweep between hands. Lower the right knee, raise up into your lunge. Again, check all your alignment cues. Check that you're actually working here. If you ever want to engage your hamstring, you can push the front heel into the floor and drag it towards you. If that's what you know is weak. Hands to floor in a fist. Untuck the back knee. Grow long through the head. Grow strong through the legs by the same cues. Pushing the heel into the floor in the front left leg and back with the right leg. Make sure those thighs are engaged. Hover the hands if you think you're just resting on the floor, all of your weight. Inhale to prepare and exhale, rise up, crescent lunge. Take it slow, come up. Tilt that tailbone, ribs in, bend the knee if you need. If you're quite bendy, you might be able to straighten that leg. The hands, we wrap the shoulders around so they're in the socket. You don't need to be all stressed out through the shoulders in your warriors. Exhale, hands down, frame the front foot, step back and flow. Lower the knees if you want, high to low. Breath in to come up, shoulders back. Breath out, downward facing dog. Pedal out through legs. We've got a couple more poses in the same flow. Reach the right leg up, breath in. Breath out, step between hands. Lower left knee, rise up, lunge. Inhale. Exhale, hands to floor in a fist, straighten the front leg. Breath out. Inhale, rise up, lunge. A little faster. And exhale, warrior two. So we're opening the hips. This one's a slightly different pose. This is external rotation. Gaze to the front middle finger. Come a little deeper into that front knee. Make it work. Push through the heel. Maybe raise the toes on the front foot to make sure you're really using the quads. Half moon. This is for you. Look in front of you. A good way to get into half moon is you can place your hand in front of your foot and then step forward. Flex the back foot. And what you're looking for is a rotation of the hips towards the left wall. Flex the toes towards your shin. Hold for one more breath. Using a block is a really great choice if you have one today. Exhale, hands to the floor and fold forward. Ragdoll or just a normal fold forward, whatever you feel that you need. Take some breaths. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to floor. Option to step or to jump back. Also, if you want a little sneaky child's pose at any point, you are so welcome. Lower the knees, come down, chaturanga. Breath out. Breath in, upward facing dog. Roll the shoulders, squeeze the booty. Tuck the toes, push up and back. Downward facing dog. Pedal out through legs. Maybe create a little space between the teeth if you notice that you're really clenching your teeth together. Breath in, left leg up. Breath out, step between hands. Lower right knee, rise up into lunge. We move a little faster in this one. Hands to floor in a fist. Untuck the back toes, strong through the legs. Hover the hands. Slowly come up into crescent lunge. Reaching tall, breath in. Exhale, drop that back foot. Coming into warrior two. The alignment is the front heel is in line with the instep of the back foot. And come a little deeper into the front knee. Somebody's popping. Oh, gosh. Hopefully that was a good crack. Going into half moon. So if you do have a block, it's a good, only two of you have them. Otherwise, hands in front of you to take it slow. You can shimmy your foot in and then rise up. If you want to challenge yourself, you just do it slower and with less support from the floor. You can raise that hand up off the floor if you want to really challenge your balance. Hold for one more breath. And when you're ready, bringing that leg down, folding forward and ragdoll. Inhale halfway. When we do a halfway lift, I like to put my hands on my shins so I can really straighten through my back. Same cues, ribs in. There's no back bend, chin to chest. Hands down, step or jump back into your high plank and flow. So high to low. You can do your push-ups like Ross or anything if you want. Roll your shoulders back, squeeze the glutes. Down dog, breath out. Pedal through legs. Inhale, the right leg rises. Exhale, knee to nose. So we exhale, and then we protract through shoulders. So you're pushing into the floor to get as high and curved through the spine as you can. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, knee to left elbow or upper arm. If you have an arm balance, you can take it. Otherwise, inhale, come back up to three-legged dog. Exhale, elbow to right, or knee to right elbow. If you have scissors, you can come into it. Your arm balance, just an option. Otherwise, come back to three-legged dog. Exhale, step between hands. Arrowhead, hands behind you. Lots of lunges today. Push through that front heel. Remember the theme of the class. Things get tough. You do not give up. Finding a sense of ease. Get out of the drama, out of the head. It is just a pose. Keep breathing. Tilt tailbone, ribs in. Extended arrowhead is an option, reaching hands forward, making it a little more of a challenge. One more breath. Then exhale, rise up into your crescent lunge. Taking a breath in to get nice and tall. And exhale, we'll step in, knee towards chest. Inhale back, lower down lunge. We have 5 of these. Exhale, this is you. Emily, you like lunges. Exhale back and down. 3, holding the balance. See if you can take it slow. 2, this is for summer. This is for you on the beach this year. You'll thank me later. Last one. Coming down into your pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open up, warrior 2. Should feel like a break after that. You're doing great. You're almost through all the lunges, I promise. You were wearing track pants the other day in the hot class. Getting deep into the legs. Flip the front palm, reach forward, reverse. So paint the ceiling, reaching back over the head. Back traction is an option. I like to place my hand inside my back to get more space through the spine. Exhale, extended side angle. So options are gently resting on that front quad. Reach the hand up or reach the top hand over towards the front of the room. Now see if you can lift your elbow off your thigh. So you've got that work in the legs. Another option is reach towards the floor to get a bit more flexibility. And try and bring your hips in between your feet. So you're coming into that hip opening. Option, if you have it, to come into a bind or bird of paradise. Otherwise, you'll be staying here holding this with me. One more big breath. Exhale, release. Slowly come down, frame the front foot, coming into a low lunge. Step back, and we flow. So we lower the knees. High to low plank. Inhale, up dog. Thighs lift maybe. Exhale, down dog. So a real misconception with arm balances and headstand and handstand, any inversion, is that you don't have to do much with your legs, which is actually not true. Your booty has to do a lot of the work, which is why we need to be really strong. Inhale, the left leg rises high. Exhale, knee to nose. See, protract through shoulders, get that rounding through the back again. Inhale, rise high. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Breath in to rise up, 3-legged dog. Breath out, knee to left elbow. If you have your arm balance, you can take it. Otherwise, if you want to just have a practice to get that knee on your upper arm and bend your elbows a lot, that's a practice for that movement. Inhale, back up, 3-legged dog. Breath out, step between hands, get low through the legs. Favorite pose, arrowhead. So make sure that front knee is over the ankle, push through the heel. Same cues, ribs in, tilt tailbone so you're not coming into a back bend. Take one more breath. Exhale, reach forward, extended arrowhead as an option. Otherwise, stay as you are or take a break if you need it. Gently rise up, crescent lunge. Woo. Lunges, we've got 5. Step forward, crunch in towards the chest. Inhale, step back, lower down. 1, 2, inhale, lower. Take it slow with control. 3, back, lower. 4, doing well, guys. Back, lower, beautiful. 5, come down, 5 pulses for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it for a second, then open. Woo. Warrior 2. You're doing great. Gaze towards the front middle hand. Flip front palm, reach forward. You almost lasted through the hard part. Reverse warrior. Relax neck and head. So like right ear can relax towards right shoulder. And release the jaw if you are clenching your teeth. Inhale, come back, warrior two. Extended side angle, resting on the quad. So if you need a little break, you can take a little bit more of your body weight here. If you want to work with opening the side body, the top hand reaches up and over towards the front of the room. Now lift the elbow up. See if you're holding yourself with your leg and your core. For more flexibility, reach towards the floor. And then start to bring your hips towards or in towards your body to open the hips up. Option to come into bind or bird of paradise if you have one. Otherwise, you stay here with me and breathe. And remember that pressure makes diamonds. I used to actually say that in my spin class. Yeah. Exhale, come back down to frame the front foot. Step back and flow. High to low plank. You're doing awesome. Inhale to up dog. Roll shoulders back. And exhale, let's take a little child's pose. So rest down and take a breath. Drink of water if you need. Anything that you need to help your situation and find a moment of relaxation. Gently push into your hands and come up, and you're welcome to stay a little longer in your child's pose if you wish. Coming into down dog, straighten the legs. Or I should say, you can bend the knees, they don't have to be straight. So if you have straight legs, that's okay, but also having them bent is fine too. Look between the hands, option to step or jump forward. Sweep hands behind you, breath in. Exhale, come into chair. So with our chair, everybody's anatomy is a bit different. You might want to have your feet hip width apart. I like to have mine together so I can squeeze my legs. It's just up to you what feels better for your body. Inhale to lengthen through chest, and exhale, we're going to twist over towards the right. So we're hooking those elbows around the outside of the legs and twisting to the right side. Relax the neck and head a little more. So just let that left ear fall to the shoulder, but take it slow because your balance is there too. Option for side crow if that's in your practice. Otherwise, stay where you are. Maybe open the hands and fly. So we open the hands up to make that twist a little more. Exhale, release, coming back to center. Fold over the legs, ragdoll. Breath out. Step your feet nice and wide so you're supported. Interlace 2 fingers around the big toe. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to fold. So pulling yourself down. Elbows go out to the side to create space in the shoulders. Give your head a little nod, a shake to release the neck. Releasing the hands, step your feet together or hip width apart, depending how you like your chair pose. Inhale, sweep the hands behind, and exhale, come up. Again, all the same cues. It's really common to have a lot of this in our chair. So if you tilt your tailbone and bring your ribs in, it's going to get your body used to correct alignment to engage the core for when you go upside down. Hands to heart. Inhale to lengthen, and exhale to twist over towards the left. So your hands should be in the center of your chest and using that traction to twist the spine. Option for side crow if you have that in your practice. For those online, you might want to see what that is. I come down, bend my elbows a lot, shift the weight onto the arms and straighten the legs, or come into scissors. Otherwise, open the arms. And when you've had enough, fold forward. Come into ragdoll and gently rock from side to side. Gorilla pose, placing the palms of the hands under the balls of the feet. Inhale, lengthen through spine. And exhale, elbows out to the side as you pull yourself down. Gently release. Walk your feet really wide. Come down into a squat. Hands to heart and just breathe for a moment. Close the eyes and move forward and back, or side to side, feels good. Now you're welcome to stand here and work on your flexibility. If you bring your elbows on the insides of your thighs and then you work on opening the legs, that's one way you can work on your flexibility. If you want to play with crow, you're welcome. If you haven't done it before, stay here. So if you do want to work in crow, we can do little mini steps. So your hands are your best friends. They're going to be your brakes, so they're really wide, about shoulder width apart. Going to bring your knees onto the backs of your arms and just practice walking them in. And then eventually you might be able to lift one and then the other. It's really important to bend your elbows a lot when you're starting in crow. As you get more advanced, you can play with straightening the arms, but they should be very bent because it creates like a little ledge. And then as you get more confident, you might be able to lift up both feet. If you've been practicing for a while, you might be able to do a jump back like Ross just did. Otherwise, just come back into a plank in any way that feels good. And lower the knees and come down through your chaturanga, high to low plank. Breath in, upward facing dog. Roll shoulders, chin to chest. And exhale, down dog. Pedal out through legs. Nod the head, release the neck. Inhale, the right leg rises up. Exhale, sweep between or towards between the hands. We're coming into half pigeon. So if you do have knee injuries, I'd recommend you point the toe and you have more of a bend in your leg. If you are pretty bendy and your knees are happy, you can have your foot flexed and have your shin coming more parallel with the front of your mat. The most important thing is when you look behind you, if your hip is externally rotating, it means that you should not have such a bend, or not have your shin so straight. When you're ready, you can walk down and come into your half pigeon. And using that breath here to melt away any tension or things that are holding on in the body. Now you're welcome to stay in your passive half pigeon. If you want to try something a little different, you can come with me through an activation and relaxation version. What it looks like is you come up onto your hands and you're going to untuck your back toe and lift the back leg and also push your front leg into the floor to raise yourself up. So everything's really strong. And then exhale, releasing down and folding forward. So we'll do this a couple of times. And what this does, through activation and squeezing and release, we can get a little deeper into the muscles. One more time, slowly coming up. Untuck the back toes, lift that back leg up, engage through the glutes, push the front foot into the floor, engage and lift up. Exhale, releasing down and folding. One last time, if you want, untuck the back toe, flex the back foot, and push yourself up, and then lowering down. And taking this one as your deepest expression of the pose and allowing yourself to really sink. Walking your hands towards your face, and we'll roll onto our right side and gently help our left leg around to the front, coming into a forward fold, removing the padding, your glutes, so that you're on your sit bones, and reach really tall. And a great way to explain this movement is imagine someone's pulling you up towards the roof, so getting a lot of space through the spine, and then they keep pulling you as you go forward. So what this is doing is creating space in your lower back. So what we want to avoid doing, which is really common, is rounding through the back and trying to fold from when our hips are going one way and we're rounding through the back. So the back should be nice and straight, and eventually when your chest gets closer to your thighs, then you can start to round a little. And a few little tricks with this one. If you inhale, come up and out of the pose a little bit, lengthen through the spine, and exhale, fold. So you can use your breath to allow you to get a little deeper as well. Coming from the diaries of someone with really tight hamstrings. Walk the hands up. So imagine stacking each vertebra on top of each other, coming into a twist. So the right leg goes over the top, Lord of the Fish, left hand crosses over as we twist towards the side. So imagine rather than rounding through the back and trying to twist from there, get nice and tall and twist, chin to chest. Coming back to center, inhale. Exhale, both hands to the left, chest to floor, counter pose. Inhale to come up and cross the legs in any way that feels okay for you. And if you want to do a jump through, you can if you have that. Otherwise, you can just step back into plank. Option for knees onto the floor, coming from high to low plank. Breath in, upward facing dog, open the shoulders. Breath out, down dog. Let's do the other side. So left leg reaches high, breath out, prepare for pigeon, so half pigeon. So we'll do the first one passive, just check that back leg and rotate the hip so it's towards the floor and you're not open to the side. Come down and relax forward. And just observe if in this pose your mind starts to add drama or tell you stories or excuses. This is a really interesting posture to observe your dialogue. Keeping that breath strong and steady. Seeing if you can make the inhales and the exhales even. Option to stay as you are, or if you want to try something a little different, you can try the flexing version as well with the relaxation. So you'll come up onto your hands, untuck the back toe, lift the back quad for activity, push and raise the glute up so your glute is active. Exhale, lowering down and folding forward. So this is working on strength and flexibility as well. Inhale, come up, hands onto the floor, untuck the back toe, untuck the back knee, raise up, push into the floor with that active leg. Exhale, onto the floor, folding forward. Last one, exactly the same if you wish, otherwise stay as you are. Untuck back toe, active through the legs, and gently folding forward. Final one, taking 3 or 4 big, long breaths. On your final breath, gently walk your hands towards your face. And come onto your left side and gently help your back leg around in front of you. Get your positioning, so left foot on the inside of the right leg. Grow tall through the chest and exhale to fold. It's fine to have a little bend in that front knee if you have very tight hamstrings, like me on this side. Seeing if you can let go of some of those extra muscles that are holding on around even the shoulders. And what is your jaw doing? Is it clenching the teeth? Is there tension in the face you can let go of? Inhale to rise up a little, reach through the chest, and exhale, last one to fold. Hands slowly walk back towards the body as you stack all the vertebrae gently on top of each other. Come back up to neutral spine. Cross the left leg over the top of the right. Right hand hooks around as you twist towards the left. Lord of the Fish. No idea why it's called Lord of the Fish though. Does not resemble a fish at all. Inhale, come back to center, counterbalance. Hands to the floor, lower your chest towards the floor. And inhale to rise up. Cross your legs. Either just come to a plank or you can do a little jump through, which looks like this. Hands come forward as you use your feet to get a bit of momentum to bounce up and back. Lower your knees to the floor. Come through chaturanga, high to low plank. Breath in, upward facing dog. Breath out, down dog. Pedal out through legs. Then come back to meet me in a plank. We'll come down to the floor for locust pose. You have an option for strength if you want to take it slow. So come forward with the chest a little bit, bend the elbows as we slowly come down. For 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1, all the way down. Rest your right cheek on the floor and gaze to the left. Let yourself relax for a moment. Maybe you feel your heartbeat on the floor. Maybe it's going a little fast. Take a few steady breaths. Inhale, come back to center, so a nice neutral neck. Inhale to prepare, and exhale, we're going to come up. So we roll the shoulders back, palms facing towards the floor, squeeze the glutes and try to raise the legs up. So you're pushing your hips into the floor as you rotate your shoulders back and squeeze your shoulder blades together. So using all of the strength. Chin towards chest, gaze to the top of your mat, squeeze that booty, raise the legs higher with strength for 3, for 2, for 1. Come down, lower left cheek to floor, gaze towards the right hand side. Maybe bend the knees, bring the feet in towards the body and windscreen wipe the legs to give that back a bit of a twist. Locust pose again, option with bound hands behind you. So you can bind the hands and straighten the arms, palms together or loose if that feels better. Inhale, prepare, and exhale, rise up. So really squeeze those shoulder blades and lift the palms up off the glutes. Keep squeezing the booty, raise a little higher. Chin towards chest. Can you raise a little higher for 3, for 2, for 1. Gently come down, right cheek to floor, bend the knees, windscreen wipe the feet from side to side. Hands come down to under the shoulders. Inhale, come into upward facing dog. And exhale, down dog. Next pose is camel pose, which is what we've been getting prepared for. Look between your hands and bring your knees between your hands gently. Now we're going to roll the mat 3 times. So it's nice and padded. Now, camel pose is pretty deep for a back bend. So I'm going to give you options. If you do have a tweaky back, please take the first option. So we'll do it once and then we'll do a deeper version. So knees are on your mat, tuck your toes. Same deal, we want to push our hips so they're in line with the quads. Tilt that tailbone and ribs in for now. Thumbs into sacrum, fingers around hips, elbows back, chin towards chest. And we're going to just gently lean back so that our hand is actually supporting our lower back here. And see how you feel. We'll take a couple of breaths. Last exhale, and then slowly come back, using that core to gently help you back. So if that felt okay and you want to take your hands back for the next one and let your head fall back, you can. What that looks like, fingers in sacrum, thumbs in sacrum, fingers around hips, elbows back, squeeze the booty. We're going to lean back, the same as what we did. If this feels okay for your back, you can come back and reach onto your ankles. Maybe open the chest, maybe the head falls back. Take a couple of breaths. Stay here for as long as you wish, and I'm going to show you how to come out in case you want to. You're going to place one hand on your lower back and then the other one to support you, and then gently come back to center while you support your lower back. Gently sitting down onto your quads, taking a few breaths with a neutral spine. Closing the eyes and returning to that breath. Rolling out that mat in front of you. Coming onto your back for a little twist after that one. Coming to floor and bringing your right knee in towards your chest. Exhale over the top of the body. So what this does after you do a back bend, which is compression, this allows you to twist to neutralize the spine. So it should feel really good after those. Inhale back to center. Straighten both the legs and the left knee comes in towards the chest. Pull it up nice and tight. So what your goal is here is to straighten the vertebra along the floor through a little bit of pressure on the back. And exhale the knee over the top of the body to twist into the spine. If you want to deepen it, you can assist yourself by placing your hand on the outside of your quad and gently encouraging your knee towards the floor. Close your eyes to feel into the body if you find that having them open is distracting for the mind. Inhale, coming back to center. Maybe bring the knees into chest and give yourself a little hug. So shoulder stand option here. You have been working towards being able to be strong enough to do an inversion. If it's in your practice, you feel free to do a headstand or anything that you want to. Otherwise, we'll be doing shoulder stand in today's class. So bringing your legs up, so it's coming up towards the roof. A good way to get in the right position is to bend your knees, bring them towards your face, and then walk your hands further down your back. And make sure your elbows are not too wide as well. So activate the booty, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the legs together, get really strong through the legs here. If you do have plow in your practice, you can flex the feet and gently, they will come behind you. If they rest on the floor, then you can release your hands behind you. Otherwise, keep them on your lower back for support. If your feet don't touch the floor, just bend your knees and bring the knees in towards your face and point your toes. To come out of the pose, place the hands on the floor behind you like brakes and use your core to slowly come down. So push against the floor with your hands and bring each vertebra down onto the floor, almost like a massage or like lowering a chain onto the floor. Bend your knees and then gently straighten the legs. Counter pose, fish pose. So we're going to bring the hands underneath the body. So we roll the shoulders open and the hands are underneath the glutes. I don't know if this works with a watch on actually. And then from here to come up into fish, flex the toes, look towards your feet, bend your elbows, and then let your head fall back. In some yoga practices, they let the head rest on the floor, but I prefer not to have any more pressure on the neck and the vertebra. To come out of the pose, gently look towards your feet, straighten your arms, Come back down. Take one big breath here. Inhale. Exhale, release. Happy baby pose. So grabbing the outsides of the feet, flex the feet towards you and pull gently towards your body. So your knees going towards armpits. Have a little play with keeping that lower back on the floor. So straighten through the back and then pull down on the feet. What this will do is straighten through the spine. If you have a curve in the back, you can have a little rock from side to side to massage through those big muscles in the lower back. Taking any last poses you feel you need. You might want another little twist before we go into Shavasana. But if you feel ready, you can just come into your final resting pose. And close the eyes. And allow yourself to completely relax. Gently wiggling your fingers and your toes. Bringing yourself back into the body and back into the room. Maybe reaching your hands up over your head, giving your body a big stretch from tops of fingers to bottoms of toes. And exhale, bringing knees into your chest and giving yourself a big hug. Keeping eyes closed, maybe a little rock from side to side. You can massage that lower back and sacrum. When you're ready, rolling onto your favorite side, keeping eyes closed and neck and head relaxed. Helping yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Resting your hands on your knees or hands at the heart center and eyes remaining closed to keep that attention in the inner body. And I'll finish today's class with a quote. Accept and then act. Whatever the present moment contains, accept it as if you have chosen it. Always work with it and not against it. This will magically transform your whole entire life. From Eckhart Tolle. Hands can come down and rest. Gently open your eyes. Namaste, everyone. Thank you for the class. Thank you for coming. Hope you enjoyed it. It was tough, but then it ended nice and chill. So hope you enjoyed that. And yeah, have a nice afternoon in the sun. How hot did it get today? Was it 35?
Yeah.
Wow.
Ridiculous. And it's going to be like 22 tomorrow.
So Melbourne. So bipolar. Never knows what it's going to do. Yeah, I'll do that too. So where are you you're going to daughter? I have been to daughter-in-law.
Is it good?
Yes,
Yeah.
I have. It is really good.
Yeah.
How'd you go?
Yeah. Tough.
Well, Saturday I'm doing like do you know Emma that comes here? She's another one of the girls. She's very flexible. It's her birthday on and she's giving me all these torturous poses to put into a yoga class. So it's going to be Saturday.
It's going to suck so bad. Like, it's going to be amazing.
Oh, good. Brilliant. It'll be fun.
Oh, yeah, I need to pick up Prosecco and juice. Okay. I need to remember that.
I'm going to bring some stuff for Aperols for Saturday. How did you go?
Yeah, good.
Good.
Good. I think they do these really nice, like sort of gelati Aperol cocktails.
Ooh,
Like
that sounds
as a
good.
takeaway.
Oh my God. Which place?
It's
Yeah.
just over, opposite Piemonte.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know the place. The one that has like the thumb on it, the Good Times one. It's the little bar. I know the one.
Billy Van Creamery or something? Yeah, maybe. It's opposite. I actually can't remember. Like, I wasn't paying attention.
To Piemonte, like just
Opposite
down.
and down a little bit towards the Mexican, next to the Mexican sort of looking place.
Oh yeah. Okay. So it's more. It looks like a restaurant. Is that a
It's more like a
restaurant?
restaurant.
Yeah. I know the
Yeah.
one, like Italian style restaurant.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they do, these like takeaway, like they're so yummy.
Oh my God, I'm
Bit of
getting.
gelati or something in it, and this in the like full-on lockdown. This bar just randomly. He wasn't being sleazy. It was because of Bronte the dog.
Yeah.
And I dropped my ice cream, and he was like, I'll buy you one of these things. It was like my lockdown joyous moment.
That's so great. I forgot my mask. Whoops. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
It was a random act of kindness. So nice. Thank you.
Oh, thanks, hon. See you later. Have a good night. So how's it been moving back? Did you move back from New York just before all of this?
Oh God, I don't know. Where's the year gone?
Oh, seriously, yeah.
We moved back. We quarantined in Sydney. Then we had the national lockdown in Sydney.
Mhm.
We came back here, and then Melbourne went into lockdown.
God, it's been a tough transition for people moving back.
Yeah, it's been really weird.
Wait, did you live here before in Melbourne?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We lived in the same house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then I didn't really do yoga before I left, but I really got into it in Amsterdam and in New York.
Oh, cool. I bet you they have some good studios there.
In Amsterdam.
And New York as well.
Yeah, well, I actually just did it at Equinox, which is
Oh, that's a good gym though.
such an amazing.
Yeah.
I miss it so badly. Like,
They had one in London that my friend is a good gym. Yeah.
Heaven.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much population here.
Yeah.
And
They're
it's
because
like,
they're really high end ones. They're really nice.
high-end, and there's like the Pilates and yoga are great. And,
Yeah.
but then you can do all the other ones.
Yeah.
Well, and then they have them towels.
Yeah. They were nice. I remember I used to teach spin in London in Inversion Active.
Oh yeah.
And
that's a good one too.
and I covered a few at Equinox, and it was really nice. Yeah, they are good. They're good for the corporates. You get the good corporate packages and stuff at the Equinoxes. Yeah. Oh, cool.
It's really good. It was great because I lived on the Upper West Side, and it was basically like retired women who